Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about 10 tips to fight cravings for weight loss. Now I'm super excited to do this video because I came to accept the fact that I'm addicted to food. I just love food. I crave things all the time. But I mean, when you're on a strict diet, it makes things really difficult because you know you can't have certain foods. So I had to do the best I can to find ways to make sure that I know what to do when I'm craving for something, and hopefully it'll help you. So some of these tips you've probably already heard before, and some of them maybe you haven't. But there's one in particular that I'm going to leave to the end of the video, which will be my all-time favorite tip that has helped me the most with my weight loss journey. So I'm excited to share that. So the first one is going to be listen to your cravings. A lot of the times when you're craving something, it means your body is low on a specific nutrient. So take, for instance, chocolate. When you are craving chocolate, you're actually low on magnesium. So what you can have instead is things like nuts, seeds, or fruit, which will help that craving. Even though I know you want to eat that chocolate bar, but you can't because you know you got a goal to hit. So instead of eating that chocolate bar, just go eat some fruit and some nuts. So if you're craving bread and pasta, basically everything I crave all the time, you're actually just low on nitrogen. So then you can just eat things like with high protein or meats or fish. That will help that craving for carbs. And actually there's honestly a chart on the internet that you can search up to see what you're craving to what you're missing and what you can replace instead, which is a healthy option. I think it's great. I actually just learned about this. I had no idea. I just thought we were craving things because we just want it, right? But I didn't actually know it meant that your body is actually low on something. The next one is drink water. Now this is something that I know a lot of people say all the time, but we can't stress how much important water is. Often when we are hungry, we are just thirsty. So when you feel like you're hungry or having a craving, just drink a big glass of water, like a huge jug. Wait a bit, see how you feel. If you don't like the taste of water and you find it boring, spice it up. I really like putting mint, strawberries, and lemon slices in my water. I find it to be really good, and it also detoxes your body. You can also put plain lemon. I've seen people put cucumber and lemon. Mint is really good. So there's lots of different ways you can spice up your water, and it'll also help you so that you're not drinking things like juice that has a lot of sugar in it, or drinking things like pop. Like pop has a ton of sugar, and we should just be staying away from that anyways. But if you're someone that likes pop, I mean, you could always get those soda streams. I don't know how good they are, but they're like carbonated water, or drink like soda water is pretty good. So there's different alternatives that you can do to make a healthy choice instead of going to things that have a lot of sugar in it. But drinking lots of water is super, super important, and honestly, it's just something that you should be drinking every day, all day, every day. So tip number 3 is sleep more and stress less. When you don't get enough sleep and you're always stressed out, your body actually holds on to all that fat. So it's super important to make sure that you're getting enough sleep at night. I mean, I know it's hard to get 8 hours of sleep in, I get it, but it is so important to make sure that you make it up somehow, or get some sleep, because sleep is super important. And also being less stressed out, being around people that are more positive and determined, and because you don't want to be around in a negative environment, because that's going to put so much stress on you. So tip number 4 will be having healthy snacks in between your meals. A lot of the times I like to break up my meals and have them as snacks between, so that when it comes to eating my meal, I'm not eating more than I should because I'm really hungry. So breaking them up really helps as well. And if you have junk food in your house, get rid of it, because you're less likely to munch on junk food if you don't have it in your house. So that's another really good tip as well. Get that out of there. Tip number 5 is creating a distraction. So after you eat, it takes some time for your metabolism to process all the food. So you want to make sure that you are keeping yourself busy and that you are not looking to go eat more after you just ate, because doing that will cause you to overeat, and it's something that you just don't want. A lot of the times I find when I'm hungry after I just ate, it's because I'm bored or my body hasn't digested all of it yet and I'm just looking to eat more, which is not what you want to do. So what really helps me is right after I eat, I try to get busy. I try to, like, I'll go to the gym, I'll go outside, like I'll do something so that I'm not going to eat. Tip number 6 is extremely, extremely important, and it is to meal prep. Meal prep is honestly the key to success when you're on a weight loss journey. It does take some effort and some planning, but honestly it's worth it, because when you have all your meals already made for you and already laid out and you've already planned it in advance, then food, you're not thinking about food for the rest of the week because you know you have it done and you have it made. I personally love meal prepping. I think it's so much fun. I get to, you know, cook once a week, and someone that's really busy, like I don't have time to come home after I work, I go to the gym and I do my own things. Like I don't have time to come home and now cook for myself. When you have everything already planned in advance, you're less likely to cheat because you already have your food made and waiting for you at home. And you get to save money as well because you're not spending so much money on fast food, right? So really important to make sure that you are meal prepping, and also it lets you know what you're eating, how much you're eating. You get to portion your food out. Like I can't stress how important meal prepping is. Tip number 7 is to trick your mind to eating less. Basically, when you eat, the hormone in your stomach, it takes a while for it to signal to your brain that you're full. So you just keep eating. So when you put food on, let's say, a smaller plate, you think you're eating a lot of food, but you're actually not. So tricking your mind and using those things actually do work. Because I find what happens is if you use a big plate, you're gonna fill the whole plate with food and you're going to eat more than you should. Tip number 8 is reward yourself. Don't be afraid to have a cheat meal. I mean, don't have a cheat day, but don't be afraid to have a cheat meal. You have to reward yourself. Don't deprive yourself to never having any unhealthy food ever again, because moderation is key. So as long as you're having little bits here and there, you should be fine. I mean, I have my cheat meals maybe once every 2 weeks. I try to limit it to maybe like once a month. Make sure that you're sticking it to as clean as possible. I know it's gonna be really, really difficult because it definitely is for me. Especially when I go eat with my sister, like healthy choices just go right out the window. Like we get the same thing that we eat all the time. We order so much food and like appetizers, and it's so good. But treating yourself will help you be successful, because you don't want to one day just be like craving everything and you're gonna like binge everything, because it's easier just to let yourself have something for a day and then get back to it tomorrow. If you have this cheat meal and if you decide to reward yourself, just don't skip the gym. Just like make sure you go to the gym, make sure you do your cardio, get your workout in, and then go eat, because it'll be so much more worth it and you worked hard for it. So it's pretty good. Tip number 9 is to drink tea. I love drinking like green tea when I'm craving something, or I love Earl Grey tea, and I put a little bit of stevia in it as well, which is like a substitute sugar. Tea is really good for you. What I actually just got into and I just love is David's tea. I went and bought their new summer collection. So it's like iced tea that you put into a pitcher, you let it sit overnight, and you have all this tea. Honestly, so good if you're craving something sweet, because all of the flavors are like berry flavored and lemonade. It helps so much. So tip number 10 is my all-time favorite tip when it comes to cravings for weight loss. And what it is, it's separating your mind from being hungry with your stomach. So what that means is that generally I find that when I'm hungry, it's not my stomach that wants it, it's my mind. So I do things that help feed my mind to being full and help me with my cravings. What I like to do is there's a number of things. One of them is I write down my cravings in my phone. I don't know why I do this. I just find that if I want to have a cheat meal and I don't know what I want, looking at the list will help me. And most of the time I don't even go to the things on my list, like maybe now because there's so many. But it really helps just getting it out of my system, like I really want this, but I'm not gonna have it. So like, for example, I have Subway. I love Subway. Like, it's probably not the best for you, but I'm addicted. I love it so much. And Pizza Hut, I love pizza. I love pizza. I should not be reading this list right now because this is gonna make me want everything, and it's just gonna create a whole cycle for me. So you get the point. Like, it'll just be a lot of restaurants, pizza. If I want chips, if I feel like having cookies, like, I'll write it down. And then if it's double, I put a star. So it means I really, really wanted it. Another thing I do is tasty videos. They have an app, and it just shows you how to make food. So, and all these different types of recipes, and I love this app so much. Like, I go on it almost probably every night when I'm craving something. Like, it's like you just open it, right? And there's already, like, it's showing you Tasty 101, best homemade pizza. I love this app. Like, it just shows you, I don't know, it basically just shows you different recipes of different foods that you can make. Some are healthy, some aren't really healthy, but I like that they have a variety, and it's just really good to watch, and it's really satisfying. I mean, a lot of people tell me, like, you're torturing yourself doing that, but I do see it that way as well, but it's helping me. So I just find that when I sit here and I look at all these videos and look at how good it is, or sometimes I watch eating shows on YouTube. Not really often, because sometimes they're kind of boring, but I prefer the tasty videos. They're really, like, you know, to the point. I have to tell you a story. So with these videos too, me and my sister, we just send each other videos that we like. We always like say, we gotta make this, we gotta make this. Some of them we do. We've attempted to make a few recipes. Some of them really good, some of them not so much, but we are honestly so addicted to this app. Another really good thing I do to help my cravings is Pinterest. I spent like 3 hours on Pinterest one day, and I just went and searched a bunch of food and saved a bunch of food, and it's just so satisfying to look at. My entire Pinterest is just food. It's all just food. You know what I mean? Like, I just sit here and look at all this food that I can't have. It helps me. It helps me get through my cravings. It helps me. I'm not ashamed to say that I love looking at food, looking at videos, looking at how it's made. I just feel like I need to accept that I do have a food addiction, and I think like everybody has a food addiction, to be honest, and I just need to accept it. So I just want to introduce you to Archie. He's our cat. He has a cone on because he's sick. He has autoimmune disease, and he's not allowed outside, and apparently he's contagious, and he's just so cute. Look. Say hi. Say hi, Archie. I feel so bad. He wants to go outside, but we're not allowed to take him outside because he's contagious to other cats with the autoimmune disease. You know, treatment is really expensive, and already a lot of money went into this cat. So we actually started a GoFundMe page. I'll have the link in the description. Donate anything that you could to help us help this cat. If we don't get him the treatment he needs, he's not going to make it. And it's just really hard. I really hope that those tips were helpful, and that you can try these to make sure that you will not have more cravings, and that you can stick to your diet. He's trying to escape. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope that those tips were really helpful, and that you can apply them to your everyday life so that you can fight those cravings and hit your goal. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know in the comments if any of those cravings actually worked for you, or any of those tips. And let me know. I would love to know if any of them work, because they all work for me. And also follow me on Instagram at Sahar_getsfit, and I'll see you in the next video. Have some. Archie. Hey. And then I wanted to change my shirt because I'm like, great, I look like Christmas.
Oh, you do.
I know. And I was like, oh, whatever. It's not that green. Went as far as actually like taking the shirt off, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even care. I like this color. I should be allowed to wear this.
Yeah, you're like, fuck the police.
The A&W one?
Yeah.
I have to tell my friend to try
Dude,
that.
legit, you should even try it. Like, it's
Yeah.
actually so fucking good.
Wow.
It's really good.
I would get it like without the bun, like do the lettuce wrap thing, because you can do any of the
It's a
burger.
vegan bun though.
So like, what is it made of? What do vegans eat? Like vegans don't eat, what is it, meat and...
And it, like, animal byproducts.
So no eggs or...
Mm-hmm.
I love eggs. I could never be vegan. I could be vegetarian.
Yeah, it's actually
'Cause I can live
so
off-
easy to be vegetarian, honestly.
Say bye.